again, everybody. Beau James here with another big episode of the Best of Southern States Wrestling. I want to kick it off and say Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. Hope this program finds you happy and healthy and have a special day with your children. We're going to take a look here today. We're going to go back in time to 28 years ago to a main event in Cranberry, North Carolina. We're going to go back 19 years ago to Kingsport, Tennessee, and show you a six-man that was forming called the Full House. And we're going to take a special look right here today at another one of our great popular teams from the early days of Southern States Wrestling. I'm talking about Jeff Lovin and Scott Sterling, known as the Young Guns, who went on to be multiple-time tag team champions. Scott Sterling had a long career also as a singles here in Southern States Wrestling. So we got a lot for you right here on the program today. I want to say this, please, if you see this on your social media feed, please share it, please retweet it, please like, and please subscribe to this YouTube channel you're watching right here. It don't cost you a thing, and you keep up with weekly episodes right here on the official Southern States Wrestling YouTube. And also check out the Southern States Wrestling Network. And speaking of the network, we're going along this year through 1995, and we're going along this year through 2001. And in June of 2001, there was a team called the Batten Twins. It came in and took over and won the Southern States titles and ran me and KC, they thought, out of here for good. And they were joined up by a turncoat by the name of Ricky Harrison, who turned his back on all of his fans and all of his fellow wrestlers there in the Southern States Wrestling Network, or Southern States Wrestling dressing room, to join up with them. And you can watch all of it on the network. But what we're going to do right here today, we're going to take you back and show you a little taste of the Full House. You're going to see an interview from the Batten Twins and Ricky Harrison. Then you're going to see the Batten Twins defend the Southern States Tag Team titles from the Sunday special June 2001. Here it is.
All right, the S.S.W. Tag Team Champions, Brad and Bart Batten. You guys have a little smirk on your face here. You come out here, what's on your mind right now?
Jason Steele, we're just so happy to be back in our new home in Kingsport, Tennessee. And the fact that it smells so much better around here without the stench of Beau James fouling the odor around here in the air that we breathe. I mean,
don't you think it smells a lot better, Ricky?
isn't that enough to make you just happy as heck?
Yes, I'm real happy about that.
But what the Batten Twins are out here for, that's right, we're the Southern States Tag Team Champions. Both we won fair and square, and we've always been fighting champions our whole career. There's never been a place where we've held the titles where we don't put them up against anybody that wants a shot at us. So basically, that's why we're here, to put an open challenge out to any other teams back there in the dressing rooms that think not only if they want a piece of the Batten Twins, but if they want a shot at the S.S.W. gold, hey, bring it on, because we don't mean to be cliché here. The Batten Twins can go all night long.
Hear it from the Batten Twins, open challenge.
So Jason Steele, S.S.W., you just line them up back there, send them out here, and we'll put them down on the canvas. 1, 2, 3.
All right, wrestling fans, Joe Wheeler here along with Jason Steele as we've got the Batten Twins, the current S.S.W. and NCW Tag Team Champions, taking on these great young newcomers here in the 1-2-3 Express, Wade Adams and Tony Givens. And Jason, I tell you what, the Battens are very confident going into this match, I'm sure.
Boy, they sure are. After getting the win over AC Thunder and Beau James, making Beau James leave Southern States Wrestling, they said they'll take on anybody in Southern States Wrestling for the tag team titles. Now this young team, 1-2-3 Express, really has a work cut out for them. They are a young, up-and-coming team, but taking on the wily veterans that the Batten Twins are, Brad and Bart, it's going to be a difficult challenge. And I'm sure that Wade Adams and Tony Givens have it in the back of their mind that they want to get a shot at the Batten Twins because they were the ones that put their mentor, Beau James, out of Southern States Wrestling.
No doubt about that. And, of course, Wade Adams and Tony Givens out to seek a little revenge, perhaps, if they can, for their fallen mentor, Beau, as one of the Battens, and I'll tell you, I can't tell these guys apart. Jason, can you?
Yes, but you have to look real close. You got Bart Batten right now. Brad is on the outside, and you'll notice that Ricky Harrison is on the outside. Scotty Ace is not here tonight, but you see Ricky Harrison standing in the corner of his team members, and it's really hard to believe. Really, you can't get over saying that. Team member Ricky Harrison and the Batten Twins.
Yeah, that is odd seeing Harrison out there with those guys. And did you say that was Brad Barton in the ring?
Bart is in the ring right now. Brad is on the outside.
Okay, I'm going to try to keep it straight. I tell you, it's hard with a couple of identical twins like these guys, and it's fast and it's frequent as they tag in and out. So fans at home, excuse me if I get them confused. As definitely know Wade Adams and Tony Givens, these two great young up-and-comers here in Southern States Wrestling, locking up here with the Batten Twins once again as they locked up collar and elbows. Wade Adams now pulls this man into a nice arm bar, makes the tag now. Tony Givens coming in off of that top rope. Here comes Tony flying in with a big double axe handle blow to the arm.
Tony Givens wants a shot as well, and these two guys, this young tag team, the 1-2-3 Express, they want to show what they're made of against one of the best in wrestling, the Batten Twins. They've been together for a long time. They've teamed together, tag team wrestling that is, for more than 18 years, and they're outstanding athletes. We won't take anything away from that. Both were college football players. They played semi-pro football. Here with a quick cover and only a 2 count, but these guys are tremendous athletes, and they've been around wrestling for quite some time. Like I said, more than 18 years.
Oh, no question about it. The Battens have got a great history, a great heritage in professional wrestling as they just nailed Tony Givens with that leg drop and now following it with a couple of knees as the Batten Twins, no doubt they're double tough as they got a 2 count out of that situation. And I tell you what, of course, the Battens holding both tag team titles, that says a lot all by itself.
Yeah, and with the help of Scotty Yates, no less, that's why they have their tag team titles. And, well, when you take a look at what these guys have done, they won the NCW Tag Team Championship. They also come down to Southern States Wrestling and win the tag team title, so that really says something.
No question about that. Is kind of a cheap shot there on Wade Adams to draw him into the ring, get the referee tied up with him, allows for a double team opportunity as the Battens with a big high impact double suplex there on Tony Givens. And now in for a cover. This could very well do it. Referee only got a 2 count out of it though before Tony Givens was able to roll his shoulder up. And I think the Battens may be surprised here, Jason, at how tough the 1-2-3 Express has been in this matchup.
Yeah, they may get a little bit frustrated because as you see the 1-2-3 Express kicking out of every pin attempt, and frustration might set in on the Batten Twins. Big miss there for a splash in the middle of the ring. Wade Adams got the tag from Tony Givens right there, and Wade coming in with a series of hard forearms on the Battens. He's going to work on both of them. They got cut off right there by the rake of the eyes as the Battens, the more experienced veterans in this contest, no doubt about that, taking over here as Tony Givens just got dumped out onto the floor. Wade Adams at the mercy of both the Batten Twins. Oh, big flapjack right there. This could do it, Jason. Blackjack, that should be it. The Batten Twins should keep their titles.
There you have it. The Batten Twins have won this contest over the 1-2-3 Express. And there you see that disgusting turncoat, Ricky Harrison, raising the hand of the Battens.
And the Battens, like I said, they want to line up anybody in Southern States Wrestling and try to win, or defend, I should say, their tag team championships. And as we see them still in the ring celebrating with Ricky Harrison, the 1-2-3 Express on the outside trying to regain themselves, and again waiting in the ring, looking for another opponent.
There you saw from the Sunday TV special from June 2001, the Batten Twins defending against the 1-2-3 Express. And if you've not watched that already on the network, they got a big surprise. Speaking of the Batten Twins and Ricky Harrison, they got a big surprise from another young team that led to a wild brawl in the dressing room. So check that out, Southern States Wrestling Network. And speaking of the Southern States Wrestling Network, let's take a couple of minutes here and show you about the Southern States Wrestling Network and just some of the action and some of the legends you can see right there on our network. There you saw all about it. The Southern States Wrestling Network working on a new ad for the S.S.W. network, because that one's been running now for over a year. We're going to show you some updated footage, some updated legends, some updated stuff. So be looking for it in the next few weeks here. So talking about the network, debuting on the network this coming week, we're talking about June 27th, 1992, Rumble in the Mountains in Watauga County over there, or excuse me, Avery County, over there in western North Carolina. I'm talking about Cranberry, North Carolina, as Bam Bam Christian went after the Southern States heavyweight title, and Pretty Boy Stan the Man Lee with his manager, The Godfather. We're going to show you some highlights of that with me doing a voiceover, but when it debuts on the network this week, you'll be able to hear and see it in full with Joe Wheeler doing the commentary. But let's take a look at some highlights from 28 years ago.
Cranberry, North Carolina, June 27th, 1992, the then Southern States heavyweight champion Pretty Boy Stan the Man Lee defending against Bam Bam Christian. And as you can see, Stan came to the ring very confident, running his mouth. Bam Bam not going to back down from him. Bam Bam not known for much of a talker, and that's not going to help Stan's case on anything right there. Bam Bam not known as a talker, he's known as a fighter, and you see it right there. And Stan early on in this match made Bam Bam Christian very upset, and he paid the price. As Bam Bam is all over the champion right here. And I think, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm 95% sure this is the only Southern States heavyweight title shot that Bam Bam ever got. So you see me there backing it up, trying to keep it inside the rules. We'll move forward here in the action. Remember, this is just highlights. You'll see the entire match on the Southern States Wrestling Network later on this week, and you see Stan right there using his tricks, falling down, telling me that his hair was pulled. Bam Bam denying it, but when you see the act of someone going down when the other man has the hold, you tend to believe that maybe he did take some leverage there. Maybe he did take a shortcut. And Stan is very good, has been his entire career, on manipulating the crowd, manipulating the referee, and you see him right here trying to handle the bull that is Bam Bam Christian. Big headlock right there. Bam Bam takes him right into the ropes. Across the way goes Stan, double tackle. Neither man goes down. Stan got him off his feet that time. I think his height advantage helped him out. Now Bam Bam coming off the ropes. Stan went for the hip toss, and it did not work out the way he planned, and you see him right there complaining about the hair pull. He will work that the entire time towards his advantage, telling the referee, telling the fans, trying to get any kind of advantage that he can get. And most of the time what he's trying to do is get the referee to watch his opponent more closely. That way he can do whatever he wants to do, take some shortcuts. Once again, moving up in the action, you see Stan right there, threw him right out of the ring, saying he didn't do anything wrong, holding me so I cannot see what's going on behind my back right here. And if the camera spreads out, you will see Stan's then manager, The Godfather, has a chain just rubbing it right across the head. And now kind of like just stabbing him with that chain. You saw him run it right across the top of his head. Stan going out after him. And I think at this point, he had opened up a cut with that chain. Stan with a big right hand. And another big right hand straight to the forehead there. You see the blood starting to run. The Godfather used that chain and just ran it across his head. Short little jabs to open up a cut. Stan going, that's not an ordinary folding chair right there. That is one of those solid wooden chairs right to the top of the head on Bam Bam. Stan Lee held the title for several months, and mostly because of his underhanded tactics, mostly because of The Godfather and other members of The Godfather's group that made sure that Stan always had the advantage and made sure that Stan was always able to come out. Once again, I'm just looking back at this footage, showing it to you here today on the Best of Southern States Wrestling. You'll be able to see this entire event, Rumble in the Mountains, from June 27th, I'm trying to check the cut right there. Stan pushed me out of the way, drops a knee right on the Bam Bam. June the 27th, Cranberry, North Carolina, right over there in the high country, Rumble in the Mountains from 1992. This was originally released as a VHS tape 27 years ago. It's been digitally remastered, and you will be able to watch it on the Southern States Wrestling Network here just in a few days with Joe Wheeler calling the action. And Stan was trying everything he could, use of a chair, elbow, trying to take Bam Bam down, trying to get him down. You see there's a lot of fight left in him. You also can see the blood coming out of his head. And Stan able to stop him right there with a knee right into the stomach. And I'm looking at the cut, asking Bam Bam, does he want to give it up? Stan trying to drag him over to the ropes. You always had to watch the Godfather, as you saw right there. I'm putting him back in his chair. You always had to watch him when he was outside the ring. Stan going to work on the leg of Bam Bam Christian. You see the pain. They're just trying, and when I say they, I mean Stan Lee and the Godfather. They're trying to beat him from head to toe. Now he goes to work on the other leg. Trying to take his legs out from underneath him. They've got an open wound, maybe two open wounds on his head, blood coming out, spinning toe hold. And he's putting the pressure on there. Here's the advantage that Stan has. Much longer legs. Bam Bam has short legs. And when you put a hold like the figure four on somebody with short legs, it is a lot of pain, as you can see in the face of Bam Bam Christian. And with the help of the Godfather out there pulling on him, tugging on his man, only making it worse. You can see Bam Bam is in a lot of pain, possibly right here, thinking about giving it up as I'm right there going for the count. I almost got a 3 count because he's laying there trying to figure out how to get out of this pain. The pain is so much. And Stan using the shortcuts. That's why he was the champion. That's why he was the champion for a long time. Bam Bam, multiple-time tag team champion throughout history of SSW. Appalachian heavyweight champion Stan Lee. Southern States heavyweight champion. You see Stan use his manager once again for his advantage right there. Stan Lee, multiple-time tag team champion. Heavyweight champion. Champion everywhere he's went. And you see right here the grueling match that these two have had, and it's taking its effect on both of them as he reversed that figure four, put the pain on Stan's leg. Now he is going after the much taller champion, trying to knock the tree down, and he did. He took his leg right out from underneath him. But you can see Bam Bam showing the effects of earlier in the match. He's lost quite a bit of blood. He's got Stan Lee right where he wants him right here. Not the highest backdrop, but he probably the quickest backdrop, as he just cut him in two and sent him flying. Bam Bam trying to shake off the effects on his legs, trying to get the blood out of his eyes. And Stan right there giving it to him. These two men are giving each other all that they want. Big right hand from Bam Bam. And another one. And the champion is rocked. One to the stomach. I think Bam Bam may have bit him right there and then followed it up with a big neck breaker. He's giving it all he has right here. He knows this is his chance at the title. Bam Bam going up top. You see me telling the Godfather to quit. Big leg drop right across the face of Stan Lee. But Bam Bam feeling the pain. So is Stan. If he may have got a 3 count, if he would have got on top of him quicker right there. The champion has been pushed to his limit. The challenger pushed to his limit, and I think the challenger at this point may be out of gas. And you saw the Godfather hand Stan Lee something right there. You see it sticking out of his knee pad, not sure what it is, and a big knee lift right to the side of the head. As he throws the object back to the Godfather and gets the 3 count. Stan Lee regains the title. Remember, you can watch this entire match. This was only highlights of it. You can watch the entire match. Now going for the chair again. You can watch it this week on the Southern States Wrestling Network. Bam Bam back up to his feet. Payback with that chair to the stomach and to the head. And he is laying it on the champion. Letting him have it. Stan Lee may have got the pinfall, but he is going to remember this match. I'm sure he remembers this match to this day. 3 decades ago, there you see referee Jimmy McKeon coming in trying to help me break it up. This thing got out of hand, and this is only partial the fight that went on after the match, and you'll be able to see it on the network this week.
There you saw some highlights of the big main event there with Stan Lee and Bam Bam Christian. We cut it off, and you're going to be able to see it on the network this week as one of the wildest brawls as it continued. You saw the beginning of it, but after the match, it continued there in Cranberry, North Carolina. Great card there from Cranberry from 28 years ago, and you'll be able to see the entire thing coming up on the Southern States Wrestling Network here this coming week. And speaking of the Southern States Wrestling Network, speaking of some history of Southern States Wrestling, last week we shown you Bam Bam and Danny Christian, one of the most popular, most celebrated teams, and here's another team that we want to talk about today. Jeff Love and Scott Sterling, the Young Guns. And in 1992, they were chasing after the Southern States titles. They had made it to the tournament finals after the titles had to be declared vacant. There was a big tournament, and they made it to the finals against the Regulators. And they were cheated out of the titles, they thought there, and they were pushing and chasing for a rematch, and they got it at WrestleFest 92, and here in August you'll be able to watch it on the network. WrestleFest 92 will be on the network in the month of August. But what I want to do is go back and take a look at Jeff Love and Scott Sterling, the Young Guns, and some video highlights of their career here in Southern States Wrestling and Tennessee Championship Wrestling early on. And I want to close the program out with that. Thank you once again for watching this week. Join us right back here next weekend because we'll have another big episode of the best of Southern States Wrestling for you. Until then, God bless each and every one of you.